China has presented 4 reasons for its aggression against India. Hu Shisheng, a senior analyst affiliated with the Chinese Communist Party, has given detailed reasons for the Chinese aggression at the India-China border in the Galwan River Valley in eastern Ladakh. He stated that China views the incident as the inevitable result of India's long-term violation of various agreements, dating back to 1993, 1996, and even 2005 and 2013 agreements. Hu Shisheng made these remarks on the Chinese microblogging service Weibo on the recent trip to Delhi made by China's defense minister, Li Shangfu, for the Shanghai Cooperation Organisation Defense Ministers Conclave, hosted by India's own defense minister, Rajnath Singh. Li Shangfu visited Delhi for the first time since the border transgressions in Galwan and other areas along the line of actual control. The 4 reasons Hu Shisheng offers for China's aggressive behavior along the border with India are: first, India's taking control of the Chumi Gyatse waterfalls in the Dongzhang area. The story behind the first reason dates back to 1999. Tensions escalated when Chinese troops attempted to assert sovereignty over a pasture called Dogoer near the waterfalls. They had formed a grazing team together with local shepherds in an attempt to assert sovereignty. However, Indian troops blocked their entry, leading to a tense standoff that lasted for 82 days. Reports suggest that there were subsequent incidents, such as the demolition of a wooden bridge in 2001, and the setting up of a sentry post by India to block access to the falls. The region remained demilitarized until 1986, when the Indian Army occupied the territory around the falls as a buffer zone, in response to the Chinese occupation of the Wangding-Sumdorong-Chu pasture. The unresolved border disputes, including Sumdorong-Chu and Yangtze, were listed by a joint working group of India and China in 1995. Since 2018, the state of Arunachal Pradesh in India has been developing the Chumi Gyatse waterfalls as a tourism site. With new roads constructed to improve access, India is said to have proposed allowing Tibetan pilgrims to visit the falls, but China has not chosen to do so. The road construction was part of India's efforts to improve connectivity in the region. The Chumi Gyatse Falls are one of Arunachal Pradesh's most stunning sites, popularly known as the Holy Waterfalls, a collection of 108 waterfalls on the India-China border. Its natural beauty rivals that of any European tourist destination, and it is known for its lush landscapes, ancient monastery, built 400 years ago, and little lakes. Second, India's amendment of its constitution in 2019 to change the political status of Jammu and Kashmir. China was particularly concerned about the impact that India's move would have on its ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, which includes the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, a project that passes through the Pakistan-administered territory of Gilgit-Baltistan in the region. By revoking Jammu and Kashmir's special status and reorganizing it into 2 union territories, India has made it clear that it considers the entire region as its integral part, and is unlikely to allow any foreign interference in its internal affairs, including China's concerns over its territorial claims. Third, India's military patrols, becoming unduly aggressive, building bridges and roads, and continuously extending the patrol route. However, Indian road building units have been constructing and upgrading border roads to improve connectivity between places on the Indian side of the LAC, including the Darbuk-Shaikh Daulat Beg Oldi Road that connects India's northernmost posts at the foot of the Karakoram Pass. But Hu Shisheng's statement suggests that China perceives these actions as unduly aggressive. The final reason Hu offered was that Prime Minister Narendra Modi had violated the 1988 agreement arrived at in Beijing between Rajiv Gandhi and Deng Xiaoping to put the border dispute on the back burner while developing other aspects of the relationship. Hu alleged that Modi had hijacked the border issue by making it a central aspect of bilateral relations. As a consequence, it will be difficult for China-India relations to emerge from the sluggish condition of 3 deficiencies, namely, lack of forward momentum, lack of normal cooperation, and lack of strategic mutual trust, Hu Shisheng penned. The territorial dispute between China and India encompasses three sectors. The eastern sector in Arunachal Pradesh, covering 90,000 square kilometers, the central sector near Nepal, covering 3,000 square kilometers, and the western sector in Ladakh, covering 33,000 square kilometers. These sectors represent areas where both countries have overlapping territorial claims. Yoon Sun, a Chinese academic based in the United States, has suggested that the timing and nature of the Himalayan confrontation, particularly referring to the 2020 Galwan clash, raise questions about China's strategic calculations and tactical objectives. Sun notes that tactically, China aims to halt the infrastructure development race along the border, but strategically, it may not be in a hurry to resolve the disputes. This strategic approach could potentially bog down India as a continental power. China's decision to confront India over the border disputes, even in seemingly barren mountainous regions, can be attributed to its perception of preserving its prestige and maintaining a strong stance against India, regardless of the cost. From China's perspective, standing up to India aligns with its self-perception as a major power and its desire to assert its regional influence. The way Beijing assesses the advantages and disadvantages of its border policies will have implications for regional stability and the geopolitical relationships between China, India, and the United States. The Ladakh aggression by China has resulted in territorial gains, but it has also caused significant political damage by driving India to seek closer ties with the United States and necessitating a major military buildup by India. China's actions could, therefore, prove counterproductive, fueling India's determination to strengthen its military capabilities and defend its sovereignty, while risking making a permanent enemy of its largest neighbor. The 1962 war between China and India serves as a relevant point to understand how China's current actions in the Himalayan region could prove counterproductive. China aimed to teach India a lesson by humiliating India and by establishing dominance in the border regions. However, despite winning the war, China ultimately lost the peace. That war shattered Indian illusions about China and prompted India to shift away from pacifism. In 1967, while still recovering from the 1962 war and another war with Pakistan in 1965, India gave China a bloody nose in military clashes along the Tibet-Sikkim border.